Well, what a great way to start the Easter weekend. You know, if you're moving on the streets of Kampala right about now, you'll notice that traffic has, very much decreased. And of course, that is due to the Easter holiday. I know people are going, back to the villages. However, we need to ascertain if at all, people do flock the villages the way they do when it's time for the Christmas holidays. Well, a very lovely good morning to you who is watching us. And of course, my name is Bruce Mugabi. We are coming to you live from Kamush, Amawanda Road, that is Aga House, and also streaming on our social media platforms. You could get us at Facebook on BTM TV in capital letters. Well, of course, it is the Easter holiday, and today will be Good Friday, as this is the day the Lord Jesus Christ did die on the cross for us, the Christians. And of course, we expect to be celebrating that day by, some of us going to church. Hopefully, you also do that gesture and make sure that you go to church to praise the Almighty living God. Well, this is the daybreak, and of course we're here to start your morning just like we do each and every day, Monday to Friday, and of course giving you all the biggest stories that you could expect in the world of current affairs and entertainment, be it social life and economics. Of course, you can always trust us and make it a date with us each and every morning. With me, Bruce Mugabi and Makwana Brand, as we do make your mornings. And of course, at the top of the hour, we always have a topical discussion where we break down issues of national importance, issues that do concern the ordinary Ugandan. Of course, we'll be starting with the news review for yesterday, and of course what we can expect in the news. However, today being a weekend, I would say that I will not be expecting a lot of issues coming in from Parliament, and there also, as it was adjourned till next week. And of course, when you look at several entities, government entities, when you look at several private entities, it is now they did break off for the Easter holiday, as they some of them will be celebrating Easter in Kampala, others in the villages, or others wherever you are. It could be up country, it could be in the southern part of the country, eastern part, northern part, western part. But of course, wherever you're catching us from, I would love to tell you that we are glad that you've chosen to always start your mornings with us. And there is of course a traffic update that did come in earlier on, as the streets of Kampala are now empty. If you want to travel anywhere, you're sure that you'll get wherever you want to get in just a few minutes, because guess what, the traffic flow in Kampala has automatically reduced. Now, for the news review, of course, I'd like to take you back to the Iron Sheets saga, which has really rocked the airwaves of many TVs in Kampala for the past few weeks. And of course, this is in regards to the misappropriation of the iron sheets and the goats that were meant for the people of the Karamoja sub-region. Now, of course, government did pass a supplementary budget to provide all these relief items to the people of Karamoja, as these, of course, Karamoja has been hit by famine, it has been hit by hunger, and these iron sheets, these goats were provided, of course, to help in uplifting the people of Karamoja from the state that they were in. However, of course, I would like to also, I'll be inquiring if at all the PDM project is reaching Karamoja, but of course I'm sure it is, since it is a countrywide project that is also aimed at lifting the household income of more than 39% of Ugandans that happen to be living in poverty. Now, yesterday at the office of the Prime Minister, we did see the Presidential Affairs Committee, of course, that is led by Honorable Ababiku, did interface with the Prime Minister of Uganda, that is Right Honorable Robina Nabanja. Now, of course, the biggest statement that did come from Nabanja is that she did not receive the Karamoja iron sheets. The iron sheets she received were 500 in number, and of course these were meant for the affirmative action of the district where she comes from, which is Kakumiro. And of course she did also highlight that when you look at the area that she comes from, they are also, of course, hit by several challenges, and that makes them fall under the affirmative action. They are highlighting that almost all the MPs in her region did also receive iron sheets that were meant to be provided to her people or their people, so as to release them from some of the problems they were experiencing as a region. And of course, the Prime Minister, of course, therein also cautioned the people that have been doing these investigations, the people that are doing these investigations. We understand that earlier on, the President, of course, did call upon the police CID department to conduct investigations into these matters. The President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, was asking, why aren't people being arrested? Why aren't people, being taken to court? And the CID was tasked, the State House Anti-Corruption Unit was tasked, the IGG's office was tasked to, of course, come and look at this alleged corruption, because we call it alleged because not until it is proved can we say that it was a corruption case. But of course, it is a scandal, and this is not the first scandal to hit the office of the Prime Minister, because we understand there were some scandals therein which included the one of we've had scandals like of Kaba Funzachi. We've had very many iron sheets of blankets rocking the office of the Prime Minister. So of course, questions of course therein rising is would we say that this office needs someone stringent to manage it, because I think apart from the era of the Prime Minister Emeritus, that is Ruhakana Rugunda, we've seen these scandals rocking the office of the OPM. Of course, the Prime Minister happens to be the leader of government business when it comes to parliamentary issues. But of course, we understand that police, of course, at the beginning of this week did come out and say that they would be releasing some of the information that is pertaining some of the people that are responsible for the misappropriation of these relief items, and this is where the Prime Minister Robert Nabbanja was basing. Now, the Prime Minister did also call upon all the ministers that are still in possession of these iron sheets, because almost all cabinet, half of cabinet did receive iron sheets, and most of the ministers, most of the members of parliament did claim that their PAs were contacted to come and receive some of these iron sheets, even when they had not requisitioned for some of these iron sheets. And this also pointed to about 20,000 iron sheets that were requisitioned by the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, that is Dr. Mary Goretti Chitutu, and she did not provide accountability, and this is in the records of the office of the Prime Minister. So this is one also of the points that the Prime Minister was contending on, and hopefully, of course, we'll be seeing this accountability being provided, because if not, well, we are still seeing many scandals like this, because if this is not solved, if this goes unsolved, this gives a leeway to the people that have corruption tendencies to continue taking advantage of the situation in Uganda, maybe taking advantage of the facilities, the organs that do apprehend people who are involved in corruption. So we can expect that we'll be getting to the deeper part of this issue. And also, of course, the Prime Minister, so as to help the people of Karamoja who did lose their relief items, she says that some of the iron sheets that have been allocated to other sub-regions for affirmative action should be gotten and replaced with those that were taken from Karamoja, because we understand some of the iron sheets were already used. So if the ministers take back these iron sheets, not all of them will be taken. You get? So this is what the Prime Minister was saying, that some of these iron sheets that have been allocated to other regions should be used to replace the ones that were stolen in Karamoja. But of course, this did create havoc. This did create disruption as they were meeting. Some of the members from the committee, that is the Presidential Affairs Committee, were not contented with all this, and this is why they came out and said, what happens to those regions that are also going through the same situation as Karamoja, and you're taking their iron sheets? Will this be depriving them of their chance to get relief from government? And of course, this is a valid point. just because just because you know took something from someone doesn't mean come and take something from the other neighbor and replace it, because you leave this other person without anything. So that was what some of the members of parliament who sit on that committee were putting across, and of course they didn't resolve that, but we'll be giving you what will come out of that, of course, as BTM Television Daybreak will always feed you with all that information. Now, of course, to expand more on the matter of the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, that is Dr. Mary Goretti Chitutu. She also did appear in court, that is yesterday, and according to the minister, she denied the allegations that she misappropriated Karamoja relief items. She did appear in court with other people, and her and the brother were remanded to Luzira prison, and of course will be returning back to court. That is on the 12th of this month, April, and of course that will be next week around Wednesday. That is when we'll be expecting to see her back in the courts of law, as she was applying to get bail, and this was denied by court, as court stated that they are still looking into these matters, and they hope that they will get to the bottom of it. They will try to evaluate the land titles that she did deposit in court, so as to be given bail, because the lawyer, who happens to have worked for government just a few years back, the lawyer to the minister was also saying that her client has a bad health and suffers a lot of diseases, and if she is taken to prison, she is likely to die in there. Now, of course, the lawyer did state a case in there that was related to the same matter of Bob Kasango, who passed on in prison just after being denied bail by the courts of judicature. Now, of course, we hope that the charges that have been put on her, that is the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, will be well evaluated by court, because people have now come out and said that this is selective justice. What of the people that are also involved in this Karamoja Iron Sheet scandal? What is going to be happening to them? Are the ministers that also did receive these iron sheets going to be charged, or the minister, that is Dr. Mary Goretti Chitutu, is being the sacrificial lamb? Because there are several members of parliament, there are several ministers that did receive these iron sheets. Some have claimed that these iron sheets were taken to them, not at their own request, but they just landed. Quoting one of the statements of the Minister of Finance, that is Matia Kasaija, who said that he doesn't know how this got to his compound. If you want, you can come and I take you there. If you want, I'll bring back the iron sheets. That was what the Minister of Finance, Matia Kasaija, was saying, and this, of course, did catch public attention. And he normally seems to be comical when it comes to some of his replies. Now, of course, we'll be hoping to see how this case will be unfolding, how the courts of law will be handling this matter, because it is one that Ugandans have their eyes on. It is one that will be a landmark matter when it comes to issues of corruption, when it comes to issues of mishandling or misappropriating the taxpayers' money, misappropriating the supplementary budgets that are being requested from Parliament over and over again. Now, of course, when we speak matters of these supplementary budgets, we did see something in Parliament yesterday, as there was a little bit of chaos in Parliament, in the August House, as some of the members of Parliament were discontented with the Ministry of Finance asking for a 2.9 trillion Uganda shillings supplementary budget. Now, of course, when we look at this supplementary budget, well, we did speak about it yesterday shortly, but in these members of parliament were discontented with the 86 billion Uganda shillings that is going to be provided to Munyonyo, and we understand that government, of course, did buy some shares in Munyonyo, and the point that the members of parliament were making is that some of these iron sheets, were rather some of these government entities that were put in there, of course, were not supposed to be getting the money. Munyonyo did, of course, refuse to give Parliament some of these accountability of Munyonyo. It was not put in there, and we understand that 20 billion Uganda shillings is also meant to be given to Chira Motors. And hopefully we will be seeing how that matter will also be unfolding in Parliament. Now, what you're seeing right there on screen is the biggest matter that also happened yesterday. We saw pigs back at Parliament, pigs being dropped back at Parliament. That is by one of the protesters who was arrested, claiming that the Karamoja Iron Sheet scandal should be solved. The people that are involved in the Iron Sheet scandal should be arrested. And that man did appear on Parliament with painted pigs, with iron sheets, with posters of the ministers that were named in the Iron Sheet scandal, printed on some of those posters. And according to him, of course, he says that, it does not have to be selective justice. Justice should be applied to all. If it is prosecution should be applied to all the ministers, to all the members of Parliament that are involved in this scandal of iron sheets, and therein the pigs were painted, but of course, I don't know, those poor pigs did suffer the way they were pulling them, and you can see that officer there that is trying to ask for the pigs. If you can understand the clip, if you can pay more attention to the clip, he seems to have been scared of those pigs, But anyway, that is what transpired there at Parliament. Now, of course, the gentleman who's going to be charged with some of the offences, and you can see just before my producer removed that clip, that police officer that I was talking about was trying to get a hold of those pigs. Now, this gentleman will be charged with several cases, one of them being disturbing the peace of animals. Now, this is an offense that has over time, been brought about by the authorities, and this, of course, started when the pigs scandal started, and of course, pigs have been taken to Parliament on several occasions. Pigs have been taken to the August House on several occasions, and these normally happen whenever we are, experiencing matters that, of course, are grievous to the public, just like the Karamoja Iron Sheet scandal. This is a matter that is very, very touching to almost all Ugandans, because if this can happen, what else could be happening? What else don't Ugandans know? So, the pigs have normally been used as a sign of discontent, or as a sign Ugandans are continuously using whenever they are discontented with the works of some of the government officials, the works, actions of some of the people that are charged, of course, to handle or take care of some of the government items. But of course, we'll be, of course, keeping tabs on that, as it also comes at the back of some of the arrests that did come in. That was last week, 2 weeks back, when it came to matters of iron sheets again, as some of the youth were demonstrating on the streets of Kampala over the same matter. Of course, we also saw a little bit of fracas as one of the police ladies was mishandled by one of the protesters, and police did make this a point, and of course, they are being charged in court. They were denied bail, so we can await to see what happens to these protesters, because demonstrations, according to the Constitution, are a sign of discontent. They are, allowed, but then, of course, police does say that is according to the Public Order Management Act. They should be put in the know before these Ugandans, of course, carry out these demonstrations. So that makes them illegal. Well, hopefully, of course, we'll be seeing that gentleman who did take pigs to court yesterday being charged in the courts of law when time comes. Now, I'll take you to just our neighborhood here in Kamocha, and I will be speaking matters of the National Unity Platform. Now, President Museveni did call for an NRM retreat for the LC5 chairpersons, for the LC3 chairpersons, that is, and all the local council leaders that happen to be in Uganda. The president did call for a retreat that was in Chankwanzi and did happen to end yesterday. As this, of course, ended yesterday, we did see the vice president, that is, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, addressing the congregation that had convened at Chankwanzi. And according to the Vice President, also according to the NRM and the Prime Minister's message, as the Prime Minister also did visit them, that is 2 days ago, these put at the forefront that these local leaders should help in implementing or in seeing that service delivery to Ugandans, to the people that they lead at the local councils, is a good one, because NRM is saying that they are of course committed to fulfilling their manifesto. They are committed to serving and providing for the ordinary Ugandan. However, members from the National Unity Platform were discontented with some of their party members that did attend this NRM retreat in Chankwanzi. Now, these were led by the chairperson of the local leaders committee, and that is the mayor of Kawempe. That is called Serunjoji Owedembe. They call him Serunjoji Owedembe. I don't know why they call him Owedembe, but that is the name that he goes by now. Serunjoji was leading these local leaders, and they showed their discontent over the members of their party that did show up in Chankwanzi. Now, this said that they will, of course, be put to the disciplinary committee. They will be punished by the disciplinary committee. They will face disciplinary action, and we can expect to see them, maybe some of them being thrown out of the party, some of them being, the vote of confidence being, removed from them. Some of them could also, lose their seats when it comes to the next election, because, NUP has seemingly dominated the central region of Kampala, and most of these local council leaders do happen to be hailing, from them. And of course, we will be seeing how these people that defied the NUP party decorum will be punished, because it is still a point that we need to put our eyes on. How is, this could maybe be a landmark. How are people that do associate with the ruling government, go about, how do the parties go about them? But of course, I would think that in their defense, these would say that they have put the issues of the people they lead, the people they represent, at the forefront, and not put their feelings or not put their party affiliations at the forefront, which is the way to go, because, putting people first, you're there to serve people. First of all, you're in that position because the people did put you there to represent them. So, if they were doing this, for the people, I don't know. I think NUP needs to, take a keen look onto this matter and analyze it properly, because this could also be serving the people, which is what we all want, which is why we have the leaders, which is why we do elect these party leaders or these local council leaders in parliament. Now, of course, you're also watching the Daybreak, and my name is Bruce Mugabe. We are taking a look at the news review, some of the stories that you can expect to be shaping up the world of current affairs as we speak of today, because we normally have these follow-ups, and as BTM Television, you can be sure that we'll bring to you each and everything, all the information that you cannot afford to miss. And of course, that is in our subsequent bulletins, BTM Community Report and BTM News Today. Now, of course, today at the top of the hour, we'll be diverging into and digesting the just suspended law by NEMA. That is the rules that were put in place to make sure that we can have a proper environment. And we'll be hosting Council Aaron Chiza, who happens to be an environmental lawyer. We'll be digesting these issues, breaking them down. So at the top of the hour, do tune in and do stay tuned, because from now we are going into the world of entertainment with Makwana Brian.
Are you looking for a one-stop center to host your conference or meeting, wedding parties, workshops or seminars? Thobani Conference Center has the perfect modern space for your event. We have spacious outdoor and indoor space to accommodate over 1,000 and below 150 people, offering free lighting, LED screens, free sound system, free chairs, free Wi-Fi, and secure basement parking space. Drop by at Cafe at 2 and we will be at your service with our finest coffee, espresso, cappuccino, and cafe latte. Enjoy incredibly delicious meals, grab a milkshake or a cocktail juice. Only at Cafe at 2. And that's not all. We have the latest video games for the game lovers. We are located in the Thobani Conference Center has the perfect modern space for your event. We have spacious outdoor and indoor space to accommodate over 1,000 and below 150 people, offering free lighting, LED screens, free sound system, free chairs, free Wi-Fi, and secure basement parking space. Drop by at Cafe at 2 and we will be at your service with our finest coffee, espresso, cappuccino, and cafe latte. Enjoy incredibly delicious meals, grab a milkshake or a cocktail juice. Only at Cafe at 2. And that's not all. We have the latest video games for the game lovers. We are located in the city center at the Thobani Center Building Level 2 along Ginger Road opposite DFCU Bank. For more information and bookings, call 0772 307875 or 0750 647486. Thobani Conference Center, the place to be.
Okay. Good morning. How are you doing? Mchama BTM TV. Nadala wano day break every Monday to Friday. Esawa kasitazi tukasawe mune ekitundu Makwana Brian banyingide okuba nti nkuweleza entertainment wo wano mu ggwanga Uganda ate wamu n'emiriraano. Munange nga womanyi nti no entertainment wano mu ggwanga Uganda tugitabukidde. Sijja kulwawo nnyo. Ndowooza soke tugendere ku mboozi olunaku lw'olwaleero essaawa zibadde zikunukiriza mu ssaawa 9 ez'okumakya 9:10 wali mu kifo ekololawo ekimanyikiddwa nga Kasike. Waliwo omuvubuka ennaku zino gwe bayita oba waliwo omuvubuka upcoming artist amanyikiddwa nga lya Wizkid. Wizkid ono twamulabako juzi ng'akoze oluyimba era ng'oluyimba olwo yalukola ne Daddy Andre ndowooza yabeerawo kaawo yali ashootingira video ye najja ne babongabonga mu kaawo ne kitambula bulungi nnyo ddala. So omukulu ono gw'olaba tetugenda kutandika n'eyo, tugenda kutandika ne video premiering kuba olunaku lwolwayo yabadde ku video premiering olw'akayimba kakapya ke yabadde akoze oba kakoze ke yakoze. Omukulu gw'olaba bamuyita Wizkid kati oyo golaba ku screen ye manager we gwe bayita Davin. Kati waliwo video premiering simanyi oba gatso video giraba ziri 3 kati waliwo emu eri neyo waliwo n'endala kati eri gye neetaaga tusooke tulabuke ku bantu munnange nno amacaga olwaleero abakulu bano tubasanze wali mu kasiki yes webale nnyo munnange nno mu kasiki olutalo lubadde awo olunaku lwolwanga omanyi nti nebeera Thursday premiering amukulu Katamba abeerawo DJ Massey n'abasigadde olunaku lwolwaleero abavubuka abo ne beeteeka mu ddene ne bajjaawo mu kasiki okuba nti ne bapremieringa oluyimba lwabwe olupya munnange nno gwe bakwasiza omulimu ye manager Arafat ffenna gwe tumanyi obulungi ennyo amanyikiddwa nga manager wa Fefe Busi yaliko nowa munne Prince Oma naye simanyi gye byaggweera kuba kati beeta munnange ng'atutuuka mu kasiki tuzze kulaba omuyimbi omupya gwe batugambye gwe bagenda okwaniveiringa omwana w'amaanyi alina oluyimba munaye nga tutuuka wali tubadde twakatuuka bwe tuti eddakiika ziyiseewo nga 3 tugenze okulaba abasajja batandika okwekwata amataayi oyo gwolaba mu bulaaka oyo gwe bakwatako gwe bawooyawoya ye manager Arafat ate ono omuvubuka gwolaba asumuludde ebitogi bwati gwe bayita manager Divine amukutte kwegamba amataayi gabadde gali awo era n'okwesikasika okwo kwonna kwolaba ng'omukulu manager Divine agezaako okulaba nti agenda waggulu wali eri okulaba nti akwata badijja amataayi kigambibwa nti bino byonna bivudde ku nkwatagana oba enteeseganya gye baateesezza ate neetakolebwa neeteekebwa mu ki neetateekebwa mu nkola njagala nsooke mbaweeko mulabe ku kiki ekyabaddewo ate oluvanyuma tukomewo nkuwe more details about this story. olutalo lubadde awo okwesikangana amataayi gabadde awo ate netukomye okwo netugamba nti naye nedda wayinza okuba waliwo akacyankalanyemukko jasi ketubuuzeeko ku baki ku bakulu munaye nga tugamba ketusooke tubuuze ku manager Divine. Manager Divine ono omuvubuka nno mwana muto alina emyaka 30 bweddu naye bw'omulaba oyinza okugamba nti alina emyaka nga 26 awo wewatyo oyo gwolaba so bwetumutuuseko netumubuuza mubadde mufaaki okuba nti nomulwanagana ate bamanager ne bamanager n'agamba nti nedda twazze wano okukola video premiering omusajja oyo gwolaba manager Fefe Busi n'omukwata sente n'enzimuwa $221 oba ekitegeera ne mugamba nti zino sente tugenda zibudgetinge zikole ki zitemeteme tulabe nga video premiering etambula bulungi netumugamba ate kiki kyekiganyaawo ekituufu gwe boba olaba n'agamba nti nze mbadde njagala ngende waggulu nkwate DJ Massey amataayi bambuulire sente zange gye bazitadde nti ate kiki video premiering omwana tayimbye ayimbye naye batutadde awo batutadde ku butebe batutaddewo tetubitegeera oba okitegeera n'agamba nti nze n'okkuba nkuba era yawonye mbadde ngenda bagwa mu mataayi mbasikesike netugamba naye nedda omwana alinnye ku stage n'ayimba ekyokubiri mubaddewo n'ettebo nga nnene n'agamba nti video premiering gye tumanyi omuyimbi alina okulabikirako ku sikuriini zonna ez'ebbaala eyo kyekisooka ekyokubiri tubadde tusuubira okututeekerawo ekipande okuva wano n'eri tumugamba kaakati bwe mmanga endongo mugiyingiddemu mulwana munaagimalako ketubawo emboozi kibosi kadde mwagala okumanya tulabe mubadde mwekalakaasa lwaki
ngana ebitogi faze ku video premium nitegereze bulungi
kitatuukiridde
byonna tewali kigenze bulungi.
Ngachi
omuyimbi tulabye ayimbye ku stage kya kitatuukiridde
olowooza kuyimba kwokka kwe kwandiise wano naze ku premieringa vidiyo ya muyimbi wange si byenfunye eyakoze ku nteekateeka za vidiyo premiering y'omuyimbi wange tazikoze bulungi nga bwe twateesezza. Saagala namwogerako kubanga talina makulu ng'era bwe twali tuteesezza twasizza buli kimu kigende mu mbeera nga bwe kirina okutambula. Mukuba kubanga akoze ebyekisiru bonna mbakuba naye nga Curtis akoze bulungi simuyinako mutawaana. Si Mase naye wakabi bonna bakoze bulungi ne Jalive akoze bulungi. Waliwo omusirusiru akoze ebitagenze bulungi. Saagala namwogerako kuba talina budde sigenda muwa budde. Anti abadde agezaako okuwakanya nti twayogedde yabikoze ate nga tiyabikoze kuba byawandiikiddwa. Miliyoni 21 zaamiweereddwa akole vidiyo premier y'omwana wange bulungi naye ebintu ebitambudde bulungi. Ndongo jingidde na ngoomi ate gasookola ebitali bituufu lwaki sikuyingizaamu engoomi. Sigamba tuyingidde ku lwana no tuze kukola bye tulina kukola tuze kubawa music mulungi naye mubeere bantu balungi. Kuba naffe tubalinako lutalo tubalinako lutalo. Siyinza kubijjukira biri mu kitabo. Bulaza bwe twatandika okukola nga tulina emyaka 15 kanyina emyaka 3. Sente zisasanyiddwa bulungi nga bwe yabadde akimbalidde naye nga byonna byakoze ye yeekotogedde kuba nze stiiru nasigala nga neeyagala. Katonda amumpire ekyasinga okwagala. Sisobola mwogerako. Yeetegedde era bw'anaalaba kakundika najja kutegeera ajja kwetegeera.
Uliddeko abasajja bakambwe ku kintu ekiyitibwa essente ate munange era ntusalawo ntugamba nti tetujja kwekubira side kyokka tuwulire ku muyimbi ye ayogera ki ye ateesa ki ye ki kyabadde asuubira okuba nti nno ensonga eno ekola ki etambula. Omuyimbi agambye nti nze am very disappointed twakwataganye n'abayaaye twakwataganye n'ababbi naye ate alina we yagambidde nti nze MC Katsi abasajja mbadde mbeegomba nnyo abo ba VJ Mase nembalabako kati n'agamba naye ate bwe kibanga be bantu abakoze eki abatufutyanse ekyo ekintu si kirungi nnyo. N'agamba ffe twabadde tumanyi tugenda kujja vidiyo yaffe ekole ki etambule ku screens zonna ez'enjawulo. Tubadde tukyali awo mu kavuyovuyo nga womanyi ekisinza okunsesa manager Arafat bwazze n'abagamba nti kiki kye mbadde mwagala. Tubadde twagala premieringa luyimba nti omuyimbi tayimbye nti ayimbye temufunye ebyokunywa nti yes tubifunye kiki ekirala tubadde twagala oluyimba luyite ku vidiyo eyite ku sikuriini n'abagamba nedda ndaba muyina saaluuni mugende muteekeko sikuriini yammwe mu saaluuni muteekeko oluyimba luvule. Neŋŋamba awo infact awo enkomye okutegeera nemmanya nti Uncle Arafat kibamuyita baddest kyekituufu gemba wembozi eno ate tukomewo.
Kira tukwaniriza obadde n'oluyimba twogere ku luyimba lw'okoledde premier ekiro ky'olwaleero ku Club Kasiki.
Oluyimba sofa twali tulina okukola video premiering naye tesobose kubeerawo ensonga zonna nga bwe zitambudde muzirabye wayinza okuba nga wabaddewo ebitatambudde bulungi. Okuyimba si kye bayita video premiering nze ku ntegeera yange badde mmanyi ngenda sanga video yange premieringa ku TV z'ekifo kino naye tekisobose kubeerawo nga bwe nabadde nsuubira. Mbadde mmanyi ekifaananyi kyange kigenda kubeerako ku screens tekisobodde kubeerawo simanyi lwaki ensonga eyo tekoleddwa bwe ng'enteekateeka bwe badde. Vidiyo bagirina.
Obuzibu buvudde ku ki?
sijja kulimba buzibu buvudde ku ki nze nga nze omuyimbi simanyi naye according to enteekateeka ndoza nga bwe yabadde eyakwasiddwa omulimu ogwo simanyi buzibu ki obubaddewo.
Ani yakwasiddwa omulimu?
Saagala kwogera bigambo.
Abeera straight wano oyogera ku TV oyogera eri bafaani bo. Ani yakwasiddwa omulimu?
Eyakwasiddwa omulimu ogwo bita promoter Alpha. Naye wayinza okuba waliwo ebitatambudde bulungi naye nze nga nze omuyimbi simulinaako buzibu. Yes. Gwe bw'obeera gwe nga wategese video premiering naye n'obeera ng'omuntu gwe bagambye omuyimbi ali mu kifo naye akube mu bukubi ng'omukolo gwe wajjiridde si gw'oli okukola okitegeera.
Omukolo gwabadde gugwo naye ate obadde nga muyise.
Yes, mbadde nga muyise nga bw'onaagamba nti Chameleone asazeeko mu gavana teyabadde ku puroguramu naye akubemu okiwulira so kati kyekibaddewo kubanga nategekeddwa waniino omukolo ogwo gukolera ku kifo kino sizze leeti ze essaawa zibaŋŋambye okujja oluyimba bayita nafunye naye vidiyo teyise ku sikwiini za kifo kino ng'ate
ndowooza omuyimbi naye mumwewuliddeko ensonga ng'agikola ki ng'agitotola ate nga wetuvaako awo munnange stiru olunaku lwejjo twabadde tuli awo waliwo omukulu amanyikiddwa nga Masiko ffenna tumumanyi y'omu ku promota eyategeka Edikenzo Festival. Omukulu ono munnange yavuddeyo n'agamba nti Alien Skin yamukoze ki nti yamukubye naye agali mu nkuubo kigambibwa nti Alien Skin mu kkuba omusajja ono nti omusajja yazoleeza Alien Skin nti babadde beenoonya buli omu ng'anoonya munne okumala ebbanga eddene naye bwe yamugudde bw'ati mu nvubo n'amuyisaamu empi ne tunoonya ku Alien Skin muganda Alien Skin eno embeera ogenda gituusaawa ekisooka waleeta ebiyimbayimba betategeera ne bikuyisaawo n'osamba akaggi but empisa zo zino zogenda ng'okubakuba abantu abali mu media ate nga bojja okwetaaga Alien Skin enkolaganayo n'abantu n'asigalawa nga omanyi Alien Skin bwe yayima nti nze city danger newonkanga nebontiisa so mbadde njagala nsooke mbawe ku mukulu gwe baakubye oyo Masiko musooke mumwewulirireko ng'ayogera ensonga ye ate tukomewo tufune n'eyakubye.
Wanirizaako nnyo ku olunaku olwalo.
Yes sir.
Ekisookera ddala eggwanga buli mwali mu kwogera ebigambo bingi. Bagamba waliwo olutalo olwabaddewo olunaku lwajjo. Ku kalenda. Alien Skin bwe yakubaludde oluyi olwatuuse okujja mu kibuga emisinde emizibu.
Alien Skin nno nze namusaasidde dda. Ekisooka Alien Skin ye njagala mutegeezaako nti muyaaye naye ate ffe twamusooka mu muyaaye. Njagala mujjukiza ayina eggaali tuzirina. Ekyo njagala mu bwongo bwe kimubeeremu kubanga era yaŋŋambye nti eggaali ye ennoonya kati neyange najala ati nze dda nabo bamunoonya. Kati Alien Skin naye Masiko n'asanga munne najjawo munne.
Anti bagamba nti gwe weyakusangidde wabadde ne bakanyama babasatu naye ng'atoli yazze nga n'abiri katola eggaali ye bayenkanankana neyiye.
Anti saagenze nti ŋŋenze kunoonya Alien Skin era saavuddeko Masaka nti ŋŋenze nina olutalo naye. Kitegeeza nabadde n'abantu bange nga bwe tutambula.
Buli omu ayogera bibye yavudde ku kyo kukuba oluyi.
Teyankubye luyi yansindise. Lwaki mukuliriza mbu yankubye oluyi yansindise era of course abange yankubye era kyovula namuge ekiddemu goloza ki abayadde n'abantu babiri tiyakizzeemu yadde n'abantu babiri lwaki kyamulemye okuddamu bw'abanga waakabinga we bamutendereza nze nzeke yamufulumiza kalenda abo bonna bamutwala nga Katonda nze nzeke yamufulumizaawo. Nabadde mulumbye ne ku saaluuni kuba waliwo ku saaluuni awo yadde alaze nga njagala mulabye ddala asobola atya okuva eri n'effujjo n'atuuka ng'akuba abantu yaani oyo akuba abantu.
Okay, abamu bagamba nti waliwo omuwala gwe mwabadde muyombera abalala nti olina omulenzi gw'obadde otaasa. Buli omu ayogera kiki?
Omwala gwe tuyombera nga tuyombera nani?
Alien Skin oba kwe yavudde okunyiiga
omukulu Masiko bagamba bamukubye oluyi amalusu ne gakwata eno amalala nago ne gakwata eno. So byebyo ebiri mu entertainment. Naye omukulu twamunoonyezaako Alien Skin tumugane Alien Skin. Eno embeera ogenda gituusaawa. Olunaku lujja kutuuka nga ennyimba ziweddewo. Kiki ky'onazzaako Kemba wa Alien Skin olwabudde?
Bana bagamba mutoko music atawangaala. Kainengina nengamba music atawangaala. Singa madinja awangaale shalizizaako. Ate kati babadde banjagala nnyo gambye nze ndi legend. Nze nina kye neewuliramu nze ndi legend. Gwe kimanyi n'abayimbi balina abayimbidde emyaka 2 nga mbasinga yiti.
Beebaani.
Aze nkwadde example kati gwe noonyereza. Nina abayimbi nga abayimbidde emyaka 2 ate nga bolaba nabo bazizeeko mu generation eno bakoppa ffe. Ate nga ffe tetubakoppangako. Okitegedde nga ffe tubawa inspiration. Kati kyenda kugamba kiri kimu. Kati longe nasooka mbalekemu. Okitegedde naye olukomawo ndalinda reaction yaabwe bwe bati kadeni tujje tutandika omumenyaamenya gavumenti ono musinga olwakino ono musinga olwakino okitegera ate kati bano bapromota banene okamba beereko nnyo omanyi bagamba buli muntu wabeera buli muntu aloze waabwe we waakabi bale bapromota bamayi baloza tubaagala nnyo
Usobola obawe batali.
Wetaaga promota.
Izo basi kwenko promota n'omunzi.
Wanji?
Sina bye nabayigirako. Naye nabayigirako banze nezina byange ate kati bali mu kuyigira ku nzi. Osegera. Abangi kumbira mu industry omu. Osegera.
Bayigira kuba kuyigirako kibiyamba tandika. Okyali baby mu industry.
Kyali baby mu industry. Tumembulo legoza ddaku bili ku manozina. Nga lunyimba nnungi. Neno generation ndalamu. Kati fade bafani bafe pakuba guno. Kati mpayo bane liko ewa mala. Wewe netemereddwa.
Zoyina yongereko.
Walabe netemereddwa. Choka bona bali mu Firebase bansinga yiti. Abamuli nani. Kwa tugezo kwetegera nze badde mumanyi ngayita manyi. Okola nnyo kwange kwe kumumanyisiza. Kusegeera. Kati oli yalo otekwistopanda. Biroto byaffe byanjawulo kitegeera. Okitegera? Biroto byaffe byanjawulo brad. Ekyanga kiralamu mwana.
Olota ki?
Sirota. Radio mozi abagamba mugenda ulya akaliro yali alanga kuba ne Yesu mukujja waliwo abalanganga. Abalinga great balanga nti wali wawe ekijja. Nabagamba mugenda kulira akaliro. Obanga temusobola nga kale temulisobola. Kimwino okola mugende mwene nnyo. Okitegedde kati muti alimu abakyalina babayita ba big headed yabwe yabafuna obuzibu basanga okitegera gwe kama bikona kichwa ngumu
Yibiwe kabasigadde bafana.
Ati kati pako ba big fili hiti eliwo.
Tubalinze mugwe.
Okitegedde after me okujja kwange gwe mpaye nyimba za ba big fili nyanya ezikubye oluvannyuma lwange okujja.
Ninawo lumulo kana lumansi.
Okitegedde?
Yeah.
Mutwawe abalyogera.
Naona zina.
Omwana ono tikyagala okukola.
Zina sibiba lwakalusero olungi.
Lwani?
Bebe ku. Zina nange. Zina.
Wakabi. Digate musese mama ngane. Tije wali mwagalo isawo. Simanga abera baba sasudde.
Kivude ku mutima gwo lwakabi.
Kivude ku ntobo y'omutima gwange. Wakati omukulu yakuyimba olwakabi.
Okay, ndoza ensonga ya Alien Skin nayo mujewuliddeko omwana mulenzi oyo yeeyita legend ntungana naye bannange omwana ono legend weeyita legend kuki Alien Skin ennaku zino atabukidde industry oba okitegeera ndowooza ebintu byonna byakola bikoppa ku bakulu be betwandiise abakulu ba music wano mu ggwanga Uganda okuli Bobi Wine n'abantu abagwa mu tuluba lw'erityo kwegamba agezaako okuppa that culture abasajja abo gye batandika nayo ndowooza nga olowooza nti eyinza omuyisaawo oba oli awo tuyinza okugamba nti oba emuyisizaawo naye waliwo ko kali akantu talina keerabiramu kale olunaku lwejjeera still omukulu oba omukyala amanyikiddwa nga Hajati Kulusuumu yavuddeyo n'akola edduwa neyeebaza abantu twawuliddeko nti abadde alina okusibulula n'abantu naye ku luno kyabadde kyanjawulumuko era ng'omukyalo oyo gwolaba munange leero teyasibuludde nnyo bantu ate abantu be yabadde nabo babadde bayite nga bwe baba toli muyite nga n'akakamere tokalyabako. Kigambibwa nti yasibuludde abantu ssaawa zabadde ngaawo ku 3 ez'ekiro naye nga mu byonna yabadde agezaako okulaba nti asabira oba alombeddwa aliwomukulu Muzaata the late Muzaata waliwe eddakiika mbawe eddakiika nga 2 tulabe ku video eno tukomewo.
Isma Kaye mwenda banange sense nnyo okubalabako. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Twebaza nnyo okutwagala, twebaza nnyo okwagala Sheikh ebbanga lyonna mubaddewo. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Abavubuka bano bakubiriza okubeera nga bawasa abawala abasiraamu kubanga twafunye ekizibu mu ggwanga oyinza kuba tewakitegedde nti omwana omuwala yakutte embizzi n'agitemaatema n'alisa abaana b'omusajja omusiraamu naye omuwala tumunenya nera omulenzi yamuzaalamu tumunenya ekyo nja kukikomyawo.
Allahu akbar bano bamanyi la ilallah wallahu akbar Allahu akbar walillahi alhamd. Atati ku lusumu abagagga bagamba kyeyo tosuula nnanga
bane mwebale kubanga mwagala Sheikh, mwebale kubanga mwagala ennyumba eno nti buli we mbatuukirira mujja era bali wano benayise abatali wano saabayise n'obugambo obutini obwo nsaba Allah abazeeyo bulungi mwena mwena basasulemu empeera ezisinga obulungi akkirize ekisiibo kyaffe. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Ndowooza ensonga mugyewuliddeko olw'okuba nti akadde katufuga speedi mbadde njaga